Dear students, as far as our subject English is concerned, as you all know, in our subject, we have 6 units. As you have in 9th class 6 units, in the same way for 10th class also we have 6 units. For every unit, theme is very important. Without having a proper idea about your theme, you can't understand your readings, lessons, A, B, C. You all know that. In every unit we have 3 readings, A reading, B reading, C reading. But without having a perfection about your theme, you can't understand, and also it is completely useless. For example, in your 9th class also, unit 1, what is the theme? Humor. Under humor we have 3 lessons, the snake and the mirror, and go on like that. In the same way, in our 10th class also, every unit there is a theme. All the 3 readings are interlinked with that theme. So first you have to understand the theme. As far as unit 1 is concerned, personality development. Personality development is our theme. First of all, what is personality development? Personality development is not physical development. Remember this. Personality development is not a physical development. It is mental development. Enhancing our positive thinking. How to enhance our capacity of positive thinking? Remember this. Personality development is not physical development. It is mental development. Mentally you have to become very strong. And we have to enhance our positive thinking. This positive thinking is very important for every individual. That's why this unit, personality development, is given as a first unit for our 10th class. It is a very, very, very important unit. So that's why we need positive thinking, positive attitude. For every aspect, we have 2 types of attitudes: positive attitude, negative attitude. If you are reacting in a wrong way, it is nothing but you have a negative attitude. Suppose you are reacting in a very positive way, which is nothing but positive attitude. What you are looking at decides whether you are in positive attitude or in negative attitude. No one can view both the views, positive and negative. For example, look at here. This is the one side. This is the one side, the palm, and this is second side. So it is positive side and it is negative side. No one can view both the sides. No one can view. No one can view with your naked eye both the sides of your hand. No one can view either positive or negative. So if you are reacting in a positive way, which means that you are looking at positive side. So if you are not completely in that track, means you are looking at second side, this is negative side. If you are at this negative side, you can't see this positive side. Suppose you are looking at this positive side, you can't see this negative side. No one can view both the views. Remember this, either positive or negative. So it is very important for every individual, you have to develop our positive attitude. This kind of positive attitude almost all decides your track to reach your goal. Sometimes you have to fail. Sometimes you have to face our failures, setbacks. But it's not wrong. We have to come out of that. Sometimes you have to face, sometimes you have to fail. Failing is not a problem. Failing is not a sin. But remember, suppose you have to fall, suppose you have to fail. Failing is nothing but a falling down. It is nothing wrong. You have to fall down. Sometimes you have to fall down. Okay, in that situation, try to fall down as Niagara waterfalls. As far as Niagara waterfalls, so if you just notice that Niagara waterfalls, how the water just comes down and again jumps up. The water which has fallen down from a certain height, the same water again jumps up. In the same way, we have to jump up again from our problems, from our failures. This water, as far as Niagara waterfalls, this water jumps up to the maximum height, and it is an eye feast for the viewers. It is a good scenery. It's a good location. So in such a way, we have to mold ourselves. So in such a situation, we should be very positive. Suppose we have to fall down. Okay, in such a situation, there is no next alternate but fall down as Niagara waterfalls. Remember this. How the water jumps up again, we have to come back and we have to jump up from our problems. For that, we need positive attitude. If we have such a kind of positive attitude, easily we can come out of that. Remember, children, one thing. If you are suffering, you won't become a better person. If you are experiencing the suffering, then you become a better person. Just underline this quotation, which is very important one. If you are suffering, you won't become a better person because you are in suffering. There is nothing but negative. If you are experiencing the suffering, if you get the experience of that suffering, sure, you will become a better person. This is the meaning of this quotation. You are suffering, which is nothing but you are in negative attitude. Why I have to suffer? What happened to me? What is wrong with me? Don't be depressed yourself. If you are depressed, which is nothing but you are in negative attitude, suppose if you have taken experience from that suffering, easily you will become a better person, which means that you are completely in positive attitude. Just take the experience of that suffering. Sure, you will become a better person. Next time, you will be very careful because of this experience. This experience is nothing but a positive attitude. That's why if you are suffering, you won't become a better person. If you are experiencing the suffering, sure, you will become a better person. There's a difference. Sufferings are common. These setbacks means failures are common for every individual. But we need positive attitude to come out of that. A burning desire. It's not a weak desire, it's a burning desire. If you have a burning desire to come out of that setbacks or failures, easily you can come out of that. But you need a burning desire, which is nothing but a positive attitude. If you have such kind of positive attitude, easily you can come out of that. These sufferings are common. No one can skip them. No one has become a successful great person. No one has become a successful great person skipping these problems or failures. In spite of problems, you have to become a great person, not instead of problems. In spite of problems, you have to go through the problems. You have to get the experience of your problems. And then you will reach your goal very easily. So that is personality development. Look at here, children. Under this unit 1, personality development, they have given 3 pictures. Sudha Chandran, Stephen Hawking, Helen Keller. Look at the picture of Sudha Chandran. So here, if you notice, as far as her right leg, it is not The natural one, it is artificial foot. It's Jaipur foot, what we call Jaipur foot. This is her problem. Stephen Hawking. Look at here the condition of this person. Amyotrophic sclerosis. It's a kind of a paralysis. He can't even uses his muscles. And here, Helen Keller, she is completely blind. So all these pictures have been given in order to inspire us. All these three persons are great successful persons. In spite of their problems, Sudha Chandran, her disability, she has lost her right leg when she met with accident. And here Stephen Hawking, this kind of disease. And again Helen Keller, completely blind. Even though they have problems, they have become very successful persons because of positive attitude, positive thinking. You all know about Sudha Chandran. Even now also you can see this great artist in our TV serials. I think in Zee Telugu, I think #1 Kodal serial. Now she is very important character in that serial. So I don't know about that particular character there, but she is still working as an artist. Sudha Chandran. So here Sudha Chandran, at the age of 18, almost all by the age of 18, she had given number of stage performances. She was a great Bharatanatyam dancer. Unfortunately, one day she met with accident. When she was going to her annual pilgrimage. She was met with accident. Immediately she was taken to a local hospital there, and they have given some first rate treatment to this lady. And again they continued her performances. After a few days, she noticed some infection, especially on her right leg, a few inches below her knee. And again she went to Madras, now Chennai. There they examined and confirmed that already gangrenous infection started and compulsory they have to go for amputation. So her right leg, a few inches below from the knee, has been amputated, means cut off. Look at the condition of Sudha Chandran. A great dancer. When a great dancer loses one of her leg, what happens? Even you can't imagine such a life. This great dancer couldn't digest her own situation. Nearly for 1 year, she was totally, completely bedridden. And she was searching for a next alternate. Is there any next alternate? In order to go for dances once again, in order to give once again performances on stages. It was a desire. Fortunately, by the advice of a doctor, Dr. Pramod Sethi, she acquired a Jaipur foot. It is an artificial foot. It is a Jaipur foot. With that Jaipur foot, first she practiced how to walk, and again how to stretch, and again she practiced how to dance. She practiced well and again started giving performances. Abroad, she has given number of performances. Look at here the Jaipur foot. A great Telugu film producer was much inspired by her story, and also he requested Sudha Chandran to permit him to make her biopic. She accepted, and also she played her own role in that film. that is Mayuri film. Mayuri film. So if you have an opportunity, just you go through the film Mayuri. It's a very, very, very inspiring film by Ramoji, Telugu film producer, Usha Kiran Movies, Ramoji Rao. So if you go through the movie Mayuri, you can see clearly how she dances with her Jaipur foot. Clearly in the picture you can see what happened to her, how she met with accident, and she was much inspired by the doctor's advice. After acquiring Jaipur foot, she became very famous. Before her accident, she has given number of performances, but after her accident, after acquiring Jaipur foot, she became very famous. Not only once again she has given stage performances, but also she became a great actor. Not only she acted nearly more than 40 films, but also she produced a film by name Kalabhimani. So like this, Sudha Chandran almost all has become a very, very successful person. But remember that in spite of problems, in spite of difficulties, in spite of failures, she became very famous. Not instead of, because of positive attitude, because of positive thinking. So if we have such kind of positive attitude, easily we can overcome our problems. We can overcome our problems very easily. So this is about Sudha Chandran, how she became very famous.
What happens when the thing you need the most is the one thing you can't have? Most of us will be sad or disheartened. But not Sudha Chandran. Her story inspires you to the peak. Sudha Chandran was born to Telugu parents in Mumbai. She was the only child of her parents. As she grew up, dancing and cultural arts attracted her. Seeing her enthusiasm for dancing, her father chose to enroll her for a dancing institute at an early age. She began dancing at the age of 3 and gave her first stage performance at the age of 8. Also, she learned dancing alongside her studies. And when she turned 16, she was already a rising star of the dancing world with 75 stage performances under her belt. Sudha was a splendid student in academics as well. Yet, dancing has always been her first love. Only 4 months before her 16th birthday celebration, she met with an accident while traveling in a bus in Tamil Nadu. The accident fractured her right leg along with a few cuts. Because of the sudden rush of critical patients at that time, a team of medical interns attended to her. They failed to see the cuts on her right lower leg. They simply wrapped her leg with POP plaster. It led to gangrene, and the specialists were left with no choice but to cut off her right leg 7.5 inches below the knee to avoid the spread of infection. Sudha was devastated. The accident shattered her hopes of making a name in the dancing world. There was nothing she could do. Negative thoughts, depression, anger, frustration enveloped her. But she did not quit. Her passion for dance made her walk again with the help of an artificial limb called the Jaipur foot or Jaipur leg. It took her 4 months to walk straight with them. After learning to walk well with the artificial limb, she began practicing dance. It was difficult. She had to learn every step again. There were times when her leg would bleed. Yet, she continued. This is the actual beginning of the inspirational story of Sudha Chandran. Of course, Sudha was depressed as she felt that she was incapable of doing normal tasks. However, regular physiotherapy and practice gave her enough certainty to dance once more. Now, she was prepared to tell the entire world that an amputated leg cannot prevent her from living her dreams. She was scheduled to give a live stage performance in St. Xavier's School, Mumbai on January 28, 1984. All the main daily papers applauded her stage performance. Prior to the performance, she was a little nervous due to the large crowd awaiting her. A couple of big media and film dignitaries were among the group, including Ramoji Rao, the owner of Ramoji Rao Film City, Hyderabad. She realized that the group of onlookers was expecting the same old Sudha. The minute she landed on the stage, she just overlooked her leg and gave a stellar performance to get a standing ovation. Everybody, including her own father, was thrilled with the performance. That one performance changed her life. She received immense appreciation from India and the international media. She got invitations to perform in different nations over the globe. Ramoji Rao chose to influence a Telugu film on her life, and he offered her the lead part. This motion picture, Mayuri, 1985, was a box office success and won the Best Feature Film Award from the state government. Later, it was dubbed in Malayalam and Tamil language and even remade in Hindi with the name Nache Mayuri 1986. Presently, Sudha is a well-established actress. She has acted in various movies of different languages like Hindi, Malayalam, Telugu, Gujarati and Kannada. Her rundown of TV serials is long with a modest bunch of dancing reality shows as a judge. This inspirational story of Sudha Chandran is a stepping stone for those under similar circumstances. Regardless of her acting duties, Sudha's enthusiasm for dancing is still there. Presently, she runs dancing schools with the name Sudha Chandran Academy of Dance. It has several branches in Mumbai and Pune. Her husband is the official director of these schools and she teaches there every Sunday. A note to the listeners. The inspirational story of Sudha Chandran delivers an important message. A physical barrier cannot hamper our dreams and our way to success. It depends on how one overcomes this difficulty mentally. Once you do that, nothing can stop you from achieving your goal. Life will throw many unfortunate events at us, but we must make sure that we don't sink into negativity.
Okay, children, here we end up our session. Okay, thank you.